Ciao warrior, I am Jacopo and I will be your Spartan Monk coach for this 21-day challenge. And after this we will grow and strengthen our ability in breathing, cold exposure, stress resilience, and flow in animal stances. But before go through all these things, I want to just introduce myself and tell you a bit about me, how I arrived to this point. So everything started when I was a kid, and I was always sick. I suffered of asthma that brought me to have many diseases, allergies. So I was that kind of kid that is always slim and couldn't participate to all the sports or activity that other kids were doing when they play football, volleyball, or whatever. So I struggled a lot in that period. And so what happened? Practically, when I got teenager, I was looking for a way to improve my self-confidence and get rid of all these disease and allergy and asthma. I wanted to start to live fully. And I came in front of a dojo, and I started to practice martial arts. My first martial arts was Aikido, that is a fascinating martial arts from Japan. But after 2 years there, it was too soft for me, and it wasn't really my path. And I've been lucky enough to discover that there was a Shaolin master near my hometown that was just opening a new dojo there. And I decided to give a try with Kung Fu. And after the first lesson that I was devastated and exhausted, I decided to start with him. So I spent around 7-8 years with him. It was called Shifu Liu Peng. And after him, I got the opportunity to continue my work career outside of Italy. So I ended up in UK. And since I'm in UK, I started to continue to study by myself. I couldn't find straight away a new master to follow after being with a Shaolin master as Liu Peng. So I started also to do courses online, and I found Shifu Shi Hengyi, that is the Grand Master of the Shaolin Europe Temple, and I did the self-mastery course, and so I continued to develop my knowledge, my spirituality, and I went more deep into the secret of the Shaolin Kung Fu, not only physical, but also the mind and the body connection. And so now I arrived to the point that I want to share what I have learned from the Kung Fu, but not only. After a few years that I was living in the UK, I went under a surgery, and because practically I developed an hernia, an umbilical hernia. And so I went to speak with the doctor, and he told me, Jacopo, you are still young. If we do the operation now, we can repair this hernia, and you can restart in 6 months to train better than before. If you want to keep it, you can continue to train as you are doing, but will grow slowly. So what I decided to do, let's do this surgery. So I went for this surgery. But what happened? After the surgery, I was forced to be at the bed for the first 2-3 weeks. And after, I couldn't train as I wanted for months. And this affected a lot my mood and my resilience, and also my desire to restart to do all those kind of training and exercise, all the habits that I developed during the self-mastery course, building up 1 year with discipline and rigorous exercises. I arrived to the point that I couldn't do it anymore. I was struggling. And so I started to look for other approaches. And what happened? I came out with I found practically a workshop of Wim Hof breathing. The Wim Hof is the famous Iceman. And so I went to this workshop. It was an amazing experience. 1-day workshop, didn't require too much. We did all breathing exercise in the morning, and after, what happened, we also ended up in the afternoon in an ice bath long 2 minutes. And I was like, I will not be able to do something like this. And instead I resisted, and I discovered how strong your body can be and your mind if you feed them with the correct tools. And so now that I generated this course, this challenge for you, I then integrated inside all the teaching that comes from the Kung Fu practice, my Qigong practice, breathing exercise that I discovered in other courses also, and to conclude, the cold exposure that is really a strong stressor to develop over yourself. So let's go to the course, how the course works. So I prepared this course as a 21 micro lesson that they last between 10 and 15 minutes usually. And you will be able to have for each lesson a new tool or a new exercise to go through. And what I would like you to do also is that you start to journal what are your experience and what are your understanding about this. So will be really nice to go through that, because the journaling is one of the most important activity for your mind developing. Because when we journal, when we write down our thoughts, our ideas, what's going on during an experience, it's the first way to step out from the Kulturscape or a victimism approach and start to become awake. Because you write down your thoughts, you write down your ideas, and you start to analyze them from a different perspective. And this helps you to come out from your little bubble. We want to go out from the comfort zone. We want to expand our mind in some way. So this is part of the course. So this challenge is not only body resilience, but will be also mind resilience. So I'm really excited to be here and looking forward to go through the exercises in these days. And another thing that is important, you can always scale the exercise. I will give you different options, the standard exercise, but sometimes I can show you also how make it a bit lighter if you can't handle it now, but you will be able to build the strength and the resilience required to do it later. Okay? So for the next few days, I recommend pick a time. It's important that you schedule a time during the day that you want to take for yourself, because this is time for yourself. So try to find these 15 minutes, 20 minutes, how much will be required for taking care of yourself. And this is for your personal development and personal growth. So another things that I reckon is quite important is that if you feel any strong pain during the exercise, that is a stop. You don't have to push yourself over the limit. What we want to learn in this challenge is also to listen to our body. And when you start to listen to your body, you will realize which are your limits and try to challenge yourself just slightly above your limit to push over the boundaries. But if we go too far, we risk to injure ourselves or jeopardize the next training. So be mindful, be aware, and push yourself, but don't exaggerate. It's really important. So final note, what makes this course effective is the consistency. So you don't have to push yourself too much or maybe doing only sometimes. The idea is that just do a little bit every day. And this is the way of building a habit to keep it consistent in the long term. If we want to shift our identity to build up a strong habit. So a shift of identity is what will allow you to hold back, to hold this kind of training and push you over the limits in a way that you don't require willpower to do this. Why? Because you are a warrior. You are a Spartan. You have to start to say this to yourself. I am a Spartan. I am a Spartan monk. I am a warrior. I breathe like a monk and I face the challenge like a Spartan. Every time you find yourself in a difficult situation, try to use this kind of self-positive approach, self-positive positive self-talking, sorry. And you will see the power because your mind will believe what your word says. If you tell yourself, I can't do it, or I'm struggle with this, oh, this is horrible, this is terrible, you will automatically put your mood down and your mind will find a way to make it more difficult. If you tell to yourself that this is a challenge, I can do this, I can handle this, I can grow stronger, I can become powerful, I am powerful, I am a Spartan. If you will be a Spartan, you will not give up. Because the Spartans were famous to be the strongest warrior of the ancient world. So keep this in mind during this challenge, and I'm looking forward to start this and go further together. So thank you for listening the first lesson. Remember, every day you will have to tick the lesson is done and journal what you get from the lesson. It's part of your homework. And be ready for next lesson because I will start to show you how we really breathe, which is the correct method of breathing to improve and enhance your daily activity. And I will tell you also a mini story of mine, how this breath technique helped me to come out from a panic attack in less than 90 seconds. So, see you tomorrow, and thank you very much. Amitofo. Ciao, ciao, ciao.